Evening all. So we're still out in the shed and I decided to fully go through and cull everything. I wanted to get my tools all sorted. So I'll take you through what I've done. I've pretty much gone around the bike and checked. I had a massive tool roll, you probably saw, huge, 3 or 4 kilos, Ballard's off-road tool bum bag. This thing here that was chockers, and it had to be strapped to the bike, which is not ideal. People can grab it easy, and it just didn't work. And it's good piece of kit, but I'll probably actually never use it now, so I may even get rid of it. So I'm aiming just to fit it all on the back pannier on the inside of there. I've got a bag that sits on the inside, waterproof 6-litre bag, which is this one here. It's been sitting there the whole time, so I'm going to make it that it's pretty hard to get off because it's strapped on so well and sort of hidden in behind there. That'll be my main tool holder. So I'll take you through what I've done tonight and what I've sort of culled, because I pretty much wanted everything on the bike permanently, but nothing too easy to steal as well. So yeah, I'll show you. So originally I wanted my wet weather jacket to go over the top and my pants to go on as well, but these are how big they are even when they're folded up. So they're still, that's what didn't let it work. So I've decided these are going to go in my backpack, grab them on the day, take them, don't take them, or shove them in the back of my dry rider bag, because I've got a little pocket there, you can slide them in on your back. So that's what made this allowed to happen basically. So I've got a new bag coming. I'll do a video on that. I'm going to get rid of these, use these molly bags maybe somewhere, or get rid of them. And I'm getting, I had my 40th recently and got some cash, so I bought myself a Nelson Rig Hurricane Adventure bag, the one that's nicely shaped and comes down, their 8-litre bag. So that's coming. So that'll hold some stuff that I can padlock up. So first thing I did was the base toolkit that comes with the bike. We all know is pretty terrible, nothing really in it that you want or need if you're making your own kit, but it's the perfect place to lock away my Leatherman. So something you don't want flogged. So the Leatherman Wave has a fair few tools in there, those that know. So it's your pliers, it's your cutters, it's all that. So it gets rid of a lot of tools I had purchased if I was going to take a massive big kit. So that's locked away. So that's done. So straight away, that let me get rid of pliers and all those sort of things I was going to take. Now the front tube, my front tube lives under my seat. So I'll show you that in a minute. I put a little tool roll on the front of here tonight. So they work quite well, mounted here, retained here. That is just my spare rear tube. So they're quite large, your rear tubes. So that fills that. If the cap pops off, it's wedged in there, it's not going to come out. So it's rolled up in there. So that's my spare rear tube. I'll show you under the seat, the items under there. I've got one rock strap that lives permanently on the bike here, mainly so you can take your jacket off and tie your jacket down to it. And same with these just, even when you're just on the trail, these just sit here so you can take stuff off. But as far as underneath here, there's not much room under the Kawasaki's, the KLRs annoyingly. Here inside this is just a basic, it was a shock cover, it didn't work, too small for the rear shock. So inside here is another rock strap, a toe strap, and various zip ties. And then just here, it's hard to see, I'll put a little picture up in the video, is the micropressor pump. It managed to fit perfectly in here. I just moved the clip, this wire that was sitting in this clip was in the way, so I just routed that hidden there. And all its cords feed down here. And also down here, very hard to see, because the flash can't really force a flash on. There is all the cords for that, and then there's a blue little bag holding my front tubes. So the front tube is actually in behind this panel, because this panel pops off quite easily, and there is a bit of a void there. So that's where my front tube lives. There's just a couple of screws here, a couple of Allen heads, and a couple of Allen heads here. So about here is where my front tube sits, and this is where we're aiming to put all the tools, just in behind here. So I'll show you all the tools. So I've culled down to just what I think I need at the minimum. Wouldn't normally need too many of these, but just in case I need to access the timing cover and all that, that's now a 10mm. So I've got a 10mm and 8mm and a couple of smaller ones. I've got your valve puller tool here, just to help change your valve on your tyre when you do that. Changing a flat. I've got 2 tyre levers here. I've got a spoke tightener here. I've got a little T-bar which fits some sockets we'll have a look at in a minute. I've got the Ballard's off-road tool, which again, it can be another tyre lever if needed. It's then a 24, 27, 32, depending on popping this little part out, spinning it over. And same with this end, you end up having a 22 and a 17 at this end. So it's quite a good little tool with that as well. I'll show you something else a little bit later on. Then I've got a little 8mm ratcheting spanner that I found on the side of the road, so that's perfect to live there. Got a 10mm here. You've got your normal spark plug remover here. Some various zip ties. We've got 2 tyre change buddies, so just help you hold the bead buddies to help you when you're changing tyres. A valve. I've got the pump obviously, but if that fails, I've got backup nitrous oxide or whatever they are. CO2 canisters, so that's a little valve for that. Inside the little side pocket, we've got some more. It's a good little tool with some basic, some Allens. For the very light use really, I guess, and a Phillips head and a flat head, so I can use that. I've got the 3 little canisters can fit there, just in case needed. Now this tool here, this fits inside here, so they can then be used as a drive. If you're driving some, what do we got there? 1/2 inch, I think we got, no, 1/4, whatever that one is, I can't even remember now. And then here, we need this big boy for the 14mm to do the front axle. So with that, I'm just going to pack this little breaker bar, or little sliding bar, T-bar. Works perfect for that. And then in here we've got various sockets. Sockets and an adapter to have a Phillips head and a flat head and a 4mm Allen head to go on our T-bar, just in case there's stuff that needs a bit more of a break to get it open. So we've got those. Then of course, that'll roll up in a tool roll and go inside the bag. Then we'll have just a patch kit and a sort of valve kit with little extra bits and your tyre pressure, an electric tyre pressure monitor inside here. This is just some various items. So we've just got some gloves, some spare nuts and bolts, and a various mix of Japanese bike nuts and bolts. Spare drain plug, because I've got the low drain plug in there, the slim line, so that's the original one. Then in here, this is quite good, these little bags. They're the bags you have for like carrying your goo when you do runs and all that sort of stuff, or cycling. But you can fit a fair bit in them. So in here, these are some various items. I've got some Gorilla tape, some normal tape, a pack of matches, some JB Weld, some detergent in a little spritzer for doing your tyre, some Loctite, and a spare spark plug. And I'm thinking I should be able to get all this nicely into this bag, which then mounts sideways internally on the bike. So we'll have a go at fitting all that up now, and fingers crossed we get it all to fit. And I also want to fit a tea towel, just to lay your tools out on or wipe your hands on, whatever you need to, so we'll be able to wedge that in there somewhere. Okay, so doing the cull tonight, this is what I was able to get rid of. Basically, I figure these 3 are done by the Leatherman. I'm not really worried about scratching my rims. Scratches happen. I end up getting different devices for taking off the front. I own that sliding bar is a bit better, more leverage than that for the front axle. I also had one of these. It was impossible to find anything 14mm, so I ordered one of them, and then got the other one. So I don't need to go in there. Don't need that screwdriver. It's a good one with all the interchangeable ends and everything, but I've got that with that T-handle and the attachments. The original toolkit, part of the original toolkit that came, so that was never going to go in there anyway. Don't need the plastic and those small ones. Don't need 2 packets of matches. Don't need 2 Gorilla tape for now. Don't need that little clip, I got them. For other things, don't need the bag for the pump, because it's now inside a glove, sealed underneath the seat. So yeah, so we'll have a go. It looks like this now. So all we have is our tool roll with all the main tools, our waterproof one, which has the nuts and bolts and everything, and that's where I put the puncture repair kit, the needle and valve and all those sort of things, and the electric tyre pressure gauge. So probably good to have that in there. I don't really need it accessible much at all, other when I'm pumping up, because I've got the TPS, basic TPS on there, so that tells me all that. Then we've got our sliding 1/2 inch drive, and we've got our little bag, which is quite cool, those bags, stretchy, with all those little parts in it, plus the gloves are in there. And that's it. So let's get in the bag and see if we can get on the bike. Okay, so main tool roll in fine, with a fair bit of space. I'm thinking we'll go maybe something we can maneuver, because obviously you got that panel that does jut out into it, so it's a bit narrow up the top, so we might see if we can slide in this flexi one, because that can be squished and things go forward, things go back and sit wherever they want, no problem. Get rid of that bit of cord. So we're, you know, heaps of space. This is really good. We'll get our little sliding bar in the very base, so that's all good. Geez, we've only got that stand up at the end. Perfect, that'll fit good. So once I squash that in and roll that over, shove our tea towel in, we'll have a look and strap her up. Okay, that's no problem. And our Velcro closes, no worries. And then we can get a few rolls on there and make her waterproof. We'll tighten her up. Okay, so she's all in and on. Fits up there better than it used to. All strapped tight, nothing really touching too much here. Doesn't worry me if it scratches anyway. So that's all in there tight in the back. So obviously your pannier is still fully usable. Fits really good at the back. Way better than it did before. So it's a bit hard to tell, but even if you got gap of a hand gap between here, and you're probably never going to hit that. So that works really well. So it's tucked in out of the way, nice and neat, easily accessible, 3 clips. A bit out of the way for theft, and there's not a lot of expensive things in there. Obviously I've been able to keep the Leatherman in here. And then, yeah, so that's everything in there. So we've got all tools, we've got extra straps and zip ties, and we've got our tube in here, down in here, hidden behind here, front tube. We've also got our motor presser pump in there as well with all its bits and pieces. It just goes onto here with a little power there for the pump. In the front here, we've got our rear tube. So we're sorted. We've got a front, rear tube, and all the tools we need. So by doing this setup too, I've been able to keep anything off the crash bars. Like if I wanted to put bags on these crash bars, none of these tools would be an issue. But I see it pointless having something on a crash bar where when you fall, you hit that instead of hitting your crash bar. So if I had any tools or anything in here, you're just going to smash it before it gets to the crash bar. So I see that as pointless. So that's why it's been quite tricky to get it all fitted up. So yeah, to sort of point that out. There's an easy way to do it, put bags on here. But I just didn't want to do that because it defeats the whole purpose of crash bars to me. So if you like this video, feel free to hit the like and subscribe. Like I said, I'm getting another tank bag coming soon. So these Molly bags will just be gone. Don't really need them. They were too small. They were pretty cheap. I just decided to get them to give it a go. So I'm glad I finally got this part done. It's been annoying me not having... They're pretty hard. They haven't got a lot of space on the KLRs as to where to put things. It's even quite tight putting that front one in. Your wheel's still 3 or 4 inches when you bottom out, so you're never going to hit it. But there's not a lot of space. So mate's got an older Transalp, like a 10-year-old Transalp, and there's so much space underneath the seat. You can fit like 2 fists worth of space or 3 fists worth. He's fitted so much under there. Whereas these are a little bit hard, especially the Gen 3 with this rear bit here. It's even hard to fit. Oops, spin around. The rear bit here, it's even hard to fit like your round tube in here. So you sort of need to do something like this. So having those Gen 3 pannier racks is what makes it possible by having this part here, because you never had that with the original Adventure ones. It just came up and went across. So having that lets you retain all that nicely. So yeah, so we'll leave it here. Like the video, feel free to hit like and subscribe. There's going to be more content on this bike, obviously, and more adventures. We've got a 4-day ride booked for November. Mate just bought a bike, mate Dan, so excited for him. We went and picked up yesterday. So he's got a 2013 XT660Z Tenere. So beautiful bike. Came with a fair few accessories, so it's ready to go for him. So we'll be able to head out and have some adventures. So yeah, we'll leave it here. Thanks everyone. Cheers.